Hi guys, my name is Abib. You're welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about struct, visibility, and function. Then we'll look at how to use them in a smart contract. In the previous video, we basically talk about variable, data types, and mapping. So in this video, we will be focusing more on struct, visibility, function, and how to use it in a smart contract. Yeah, let's start. What is struct? So struct is just like a variable too, just like it's form of a variable, but that accepts more than one value, more than one data type. For example, if I've written a variable this way and I give it 23, we all know that with this my can only store a number, right? But in terms of struct allows you to store more than one data type. For example, if I write struct, then I say library. So yeah, let's say libraries of book, right? So in this struct, we can store all the properties of library. For example, um, we can store the name of the library. We can store the author, or let's say the owner of the library, owner of library. Then we can store the ID of the book that you want to store. Yeah, and the likes. So this is how we use structs. We'll still be using structs maybe in our subsequent video. Well, I'm just trying to explain what it does. So it helps to store more than one variable with different data types. Yeah, so that's what struct actually does. So let's look at visibility. What do we mean by visibility? For example, if we have this is the visibility of this variable, right? So if you want to declare a variable in the Solidity, you need to start with the types of data you want to deploy, you want to store, then the visibility, that is you want it to be public or private, that is you want people to have access to it, to the variable or the function. So either a visibility is either for what's it called, is either you use it with a function or a variable. You get it? So they are kind of, you can use it with function and variable. So those are the two ways to use visibility in Solidity. Now let's say with this, if I could remove this from here and I try to compile and I try to deploy this contract, I try to deploy this contract, then let me say I've deployed the contract. Okay, this is it here, right? Can you see? Yeah, this is it here. Okay, let me move on. Can you see? We cannot see anything here. We deploy it, but we cannot see any variable here because we haven't added the visibility. So until I use public, before you can have the before you can see the variable you've declared, the variable you declare. You see mine is showing now. Showing as 23 because we have added the visibility. So we now have types of visibility. The first one we have is the one we call public visibility. So what is public visibility? Is one that allows users to have access to this, to see what they call the variable you declare or a function you declare. You get a function you've written. So that's what public does, and you can use it both in the current contract or a contract you derive, like a contract you inherited. You get, so that's what public does. But why private visibility? Let me quickly write another. Let's just say string and public name then is equals to Hello. So with this now, no, I put this as public too, right? So if since it's in public, if I could deploy this contract, I can see both of the variable I've declared, right? I can see both of them. So if I could remove it, I could change it, I could remove it. I think I explained the other time. It's not going to, it's going to disappear. You're not going to see this variable because of the visibility that is not there. So what public visibility just does is it allows you to it shows your variable, your function to how like to an external own account or to everyone, and they have access to it and see what's there. So that's what public visibility does. Why the second type of visibility we have is private visibility. So private variable and function, that is if the visibility is on variable or a function, are only available to the current contract and not derived contract. So what we're trying to say here is this: if you could use private here, use private visibility here. Let's say, for example, use it in this variable. This variable is not going to show to, so but it will only be accessible or be seen. You can see it's not here again because we use private. We use private visibility. So this will not be showing, but it will not be showing and it will not be accessible by anybody except the owner of this contract, like the contract that is the account that is connected to this contract, that will only have access to this my what's it called, my as the variable name, you get. So that's private visibility. While we have the other one called internal visibility. So internal visibility for function and variable that can only be accessed internally on both current contract and derived contract. So what do we mean by this? What is trying to say, if you are using internal visibility, let's say internal, I declare internal, then I say fee, for example, or let's say country, or let's say count, you can say count anyone, then equals to, okay, hey. So if you use this um this visibility here, it's not going to show to if I could deploy it. So what is this when you deploy here, what this one is just showing you, just showing you the what's it called, the how the UI, the interface of whatever you've written it as a contract, the way to look like. So this is what this particular AI is telling us. You get. So that's one of the beautiful thing about online ID, this remix online ID. So it helps to show you everything that is happening in your contract. So with this interface, you can see was how your contract is being written and the stuff you can add to it, and you get. So now you see when we deploy our contract. So whenever you deploy your contract into the, or what's it called, to the blockchain, so it's only showing name, but it's not showing all the variable. Why? Because they are used within. So private, I said private is used only in the contract. Why internal is also used in the current contract, and also a contract that is being derived, like a contract that is like inherited. You get. That's inherited. You can also use it in an inherited contract, or we say a derived contract. You get. So you can also have access to it there, but it's only for the owner of the contract. Like the owner of this contract is the only one that can call the internal visibility to, and the one that can have access to internal visibility. So yeah, so the other one, which is the last one, is an external visibility. So what do we mean by external visibility? So external visibility is majorly used in function. It's not used in, you cannot use it in variable. It will not work. You can really use it in function. For example, if I say this, and I say external, you see now. So if I say external, then returns, or you can just leave it like this. So external, Then let's say we want to get this guy, right? So can I say return name? So here, so what we're actually saying here, okay, returns, should have returns here too, since we are doing the getter function. So we're gonna have string memory. So we're gonna explain what's it called now? We're going to explain function to very good. So with this function now, we've written a function now, which we will still talk about immediately we are done with this. So in this function, what I want to explain in this function is this external visibilities. So this particular function will only accessible to external users. That is an external home account. You get they are the only one that can call these contracts in as much you've used external visibility, which is only used for function. You cannot use it with a variable. For example, if I put external here, it's going to go work. It's not going to work. It's going to throw us an error. So we use it only for what's it called, for function. But why the rest are usable with function, are use both with function and a variable. Okay, so that's all about the visibility. So let's quickly talk about function. So in Solidity, we have three types of function. We have the constructor function, we have the setter function, and we have the getter function. So let's quickly look at how do we write a function in Solidity. So the first thing is to write the keyword function. That's the first thing. Then you write the name you want to give your function. Let's say setter. Then if it depends on the one you're writing, if it's a getter function, if it's a setter function, there will be an argument here, like a local variable here, where you just put what's it called? Let's just say my number. Then you give it a visibility. As I said, visibility is both for variable and a function you get. So you put a variable there, you put a visibility there. Then after that, you write a parenthesis. So here is where you write a code within this curly brackets. Those are the two. Within this place you write a function, a logic for the function, what you want the action you want your function to perform. Again, the action you want your function to perform. So this is how to write a function. And let's look at the first function, which is a setter function rather. So if you want to write a setter function, it means you want to set a value for something, right? You want your function to perform, like to manually, instead of writing it this way, you want to put a custom value. You want to give it a custom value. So let's rewrite this. Let me just put public here so that you can see what we're doing. So let's say this my now. Let's just say my number. Let's give it my number. You get. So we have so we'll be writing what we'll be writing now. This setter and getter function we'll be writing will be for we'll be setting all the data types, all the most all the data type. The first one is the data type this guy is storing is a number, right? Which we know an integer. So we want to write a function that will help us to set that can make maybe external home account to set the value for this particular number. We also want to write a function that help us to also set this, then you can get the value too. So let's add one to it. It has a boot to it. So when you say boot public, then it's verified. Say it's verified. Okay, let's use this three. Yeah, let's use this three for now. So let's start with this first one, which is this. Okay, we've written it already. So we write a function, then we say set number. Let's say set number. Then we'll give it a local variable. This is called a local variable. So then public, then we have this. Now we want it to be that whenever we put here should set as the value of this variable. So how do we do that? We just come and write the name of the variable, which is my number, the one we want to set it. to equals to any amount, any number that is being put here. So we call the variable here, the local variable here, is going to equals to the is. So we can say, so if I delete this and try to deploy again, and I come here, you can see it. So if I just set a number, let's set 20. So and I click on set number. So and I come in to see what have I set. I've set 20. So if I change my mind, maybe another person is come and put 50, then you set it, then the value you're having will be what? Will be 50, you see. So this is how we write a function to set number in Solidity. Now let's look at, this is the first part of Solidity. The other one is getter function. So we have what we call a getter function. The same way you write a function, then you say get, let's use the word get number. Then this is not going to have any argument. Then we use our visibility public. So we now use the word view. So if you don't use view, it will not show. Let's say for example, we are not using view. A return. So use the word return. What are you returning? What do you want to show? So that's what the meaning of that return. The keywords return. So let's say you into returning an integer, right? So then we use the word return. What are returning? My number, right? That's the integer variant returning. So if we could deploy this, let's say I haven't written this, let's deploy it. So you'll be seeing this. Let's set a number, for example 34, and set the number. Now I want to get the number with the function we've written. Get at default, you'll be getting your number from here because you have declared a variable that is storing that number. Don't forget the number, there's no value here. You have not set any value. It is this is with this you can be able to set the value for this, so you can easily call it. You get, this is a state variable, so it lives on the blockchain. But let's say we want to write our custom what's it called, get number, that will get our number for us. Yeah, so I haven't set this to 34. If you click on this, it's only going to show, the transaction that it went through, that you call it, but you're not going to view, you'll not be able to view the 34 that you set. So how do we solve this problem if you want to view it? So that's when the keyword view comes in play. So in this function, you just add view to the visibility. So it's part of the visibility. So you add view to it. So immediately you've written view, you added view to it. If I could deploy this now, then I try to set 34 again. See, and I click on set. You see, then if I click on get, it's going to show us what we have stored in this variable. You get, so if another person come and you put 100, click on set, then you can use this function they created, getter function you created, to get 100. You can see. So this is how to write a setter function and a getter function. Again, so this is how to write a setter function and a getter function. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you are just joining the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification button in order to have more updates on this. Let's meet in the next class. Thank you.